So most creatives I talk to, they've already tried AI at some point and they've been messing around with it a little bit. They've done things like open up ChatGPT or maybe even Claude. They typed something in, they got something back in return and thought, hey, this doesn't sound anything like me. This feels generic, feels borrowed. This isn't really how I want to work as a creative. And a lot of them, they just decided to walk away from it. They didn't want to mess with it anymore. Maybe they decided that like AI was built more for, let's say, marketers or copywriters or people who think more in bullet points, not for someone who creates the way that they do. And honestly, yeah, I mean, that makes complete sense because most AI workflows were built for exactly those other people. They were built for linear thinkers following maybe some sort of brief. And if you try to force that onto a creative and how they actually think and how they actually work, you're gonna get these flat, generic outputs every single time. But here's what I want to show you today. The problem, it was never actually the tools, it was the workflow. And once you can figure out how to change the workflow, your experience will change and get a lot better. In this video, I'm gonna walk you through exactly why most AI advice fails for creatives, and the mindset shift that changes how you use these tools completely, and even give you a specific workflow that I teach inside the Hybrid Creative Sprint. By the end of this video, you're gonna have a completely different relationship with AI, and you're gonna be able to see it more as a creative tool and not a bottleneck. I'm Chris Lean, I'm a brand architect, and I'm the founder of Magnetic Movement and Ignite Creative. I've spent over the past 10 years building brands for creatives, founders, and operators while traveling around the globe. In that time, I built a 6-figure marketing agency. I've gotten a chance to work on the marketing teams for magnetic brands like Hydro Flask. And I've also been able to work from cafes, hostels, and co-working spaces from over 37 countries. Very grateful for that. And figuring out how to use AI in a way that actually works for myself and for how other creatives think has been one of the most important things that I've worked through over the past couple of years as we've seen this influx of AI into our world. Now, this is part 4 of a 6-part series called From Creative to Founder in the AI Era. If you haven't had a chance to watch the first 3 episodes yet, I would recommend going back and starting there because each episode builds on the previous one. Today, we're gonna get into the practical side of things. So if you want the AI workflow that we build inside the sprint, DM me 33 on Instagram and see if you're ready to step inside to the sprint. Week 2 is entirely dedicated to building the AI workflow around how you specifically think and work as a creative. So let's talk about why most AI advice fails creatives. It assumes that you think in a straight linear way. Let's say the brief comes in, you process it, and then the deliverable just comes out of that, right? There's a linear step 1, step 2, step 3, and then done. And that works great for certain types of people, of course. But creatives, we don't work that way. Ideas come in sideways. We get spurs of inspiration, sparks of inspiration, and ideas coming from all over the place. And we make connections between this and that, over here and over there. It's not in any logical sequence. So you need to feel like the AI workflow can allow you to do that, work in that creative way. Sometimes you work in creative bursts and you need to have the space to be able to have those creative breakthroughs. That whole process is far from being anything linear. So when you take a linear AI workflow and try to apply it to a non-linear creative process, you're going to get generic output that feels flat every single fucking time. And the natural conclusion is that AI just doesn't work for me as a creative, right? That's what you'll start to think. The actual real conclusion is that there's a particular workflow that doesn't work for how you think yet, but there's a workflow out there that could work for you. Here's the mindset shift that changes everything. You stop using AI to generate and you start using AI at the beginning of your workflow to pressure test. Then you can expand it and refine it in your own creative way. This is how it usually goes with people interacting with AI. So most people sit down and they ask AI to create something for them. Something like write me a caption, write me a blog post, or write me an email, or anything. Give me 10 content ideas, whatever. Or come up with a hook. And then they wonder why everything sounds like it could have come from anyone and how they just have more AI slop in a world that is producing AI slop. That's the thing, you're using AI as a replacement for your own unique process, for your own unique thinking, and for your own unique point of view. And that's why the voice gets completely lost at the beginning. Here's the shift, and something that I really want to sink in for you. Your ideas, your creativity, That's the input, that's the engine behind everything that you do. AI is just the sounding board. You bring the raw material, you bring the creative ideas, you bring a vision, you bring your own unique perspective, and you bring your own philosophy. That's all the human elements that should be the engine behind why you create the way that you do. You bring that to the table first, and then you can use AI to help you move faster and more efficiently. Once all that raw material is already there on the table, out there in the open. You never want AI to try to create anything for you. Think of it like having a creative collaborator who never gets tired, who always is jacked up on caffeine and energy drinks. That's the creative collaborator that can turn around a draft in seconds, and it has no ego, doesn't overthink anything, it doesn't even worry about ideas, well, if an idea is good or not. But the creative direction, it still needs to come from the source. It still needs to come from you, always. And that never changes. So I'm not gonna give you the whole workflow because that is week 2 of the hybrid creative sprint, but I'll actually give you a part of the workflow of what I teach and how I guide other creatives. So step 1 is a voice note or some sort of brain dump. So before you open any AI tool, you get your raw idea out in your own words. No editing, no structure, it's all free flowing. You can even write it out. No structure. You're not trying to make it sound good, just get it out. Just create it, just produce it. This is the most important step, and it's one most people skip because they go straight to the AI tool without giving themselves any space for this step 1 creativity. Step 2, you take that brain dump, you take that journal entry, you take your notes that you've written out or spoken out and put into that space, and then you go to the AI tool and you ask it to take a look at what you said, what you wrote, what you created, and see what is the core message from that. The AI doesn't improve anything. It's not gonna rewrite any of it for you. Just all the AI does is it's gonna mirror it back to you so that you can see it a little bit more clearly. Then in step 3, you use that reflection from the tool to sharpen your own creative thinking. You read what came back and then you can put it through some sort of filter like this. Is that actually what I mean? Is there something missing? And what is the real point? What's the lesson? What's the message underneath all of it? And then you go back and you rewrite it in your own words from a place of clarity, from a place where you now have a foundation. And then in step 4, you create from that starting point. Now you can write, you can design, you can paint, you can film, whatever your medium is. You're now working from clarity instead of a blank page or a blank canvas. Now in step 5, you can go back and use AI to check or expand or speed up the executional side of things that doesn't require any of your authentic creative process. Your fingerprints are now on every single step. AI just helps you with your efficiency and helps you make each step a little bit faster. If you take anything away from this video, this is the part that I really want to sink in for you. What I'm about to say is what I want you to walk away with today. The creatives who are losing ground to AI are the ones who handed their thinking over to AI. They have started to use AI as a replacement for their own unique perspectives, their own creative process, and now they're gonna end up sounding like everyone else and creating AI slop. Now the creatives who are gaining ground, who are separating themselves from the pack and creating meaningful experiences, creating meaningful offers and meaningful products, and getting the top tier clients, they're the ones who just used AI to free up more time so they can have more time to create and more energy for their own thinking space. More space to develop the philosophy, the points of view, and the human story behind the work that no AI can ever manufacture. And here is the cool thing. Your voice gets more magnetic when you use AI in the right way. The tools are actually going to amplify your creativity and what you bring to the table. AI can't create what you bring to the table. That's the whole point. Inside the hybrid creative sprint, the 21-day sprint. In week 2, it's entirely dedicated to building this unique creative workflow around your own creative practice. DM me 33 on Instagram to get on the early access waitlist. There's only gonna be 7 spots for the sprint. Now in the next episode, in episode 5, this is the one that I think a lot of creatives have been secretly waiting for, because having the identity and the AI workflow, that is powerful. That's enough to get started. But in reality, none of it is going to convert and bring in income the way that you want without a system behind it. So in the next video, I'm gonna walk you through the hybrid creative flywheel. This is the flywheel that was built specifically for creatives who don't think linear. This is a simple system that's gonna turn your creativity into consistent income without making you feel boxed in and without you ever feeling burnt out. So subscribe, I'll see you there.